Interested in a simple but hearty breakfast borrowed from our friends in Costa Rica? I'm Marcy McDonald with Pacific Northwest Suburban Homesteading. This week, Scott, the homestead spouse, shares a recipe he learned while visiting Costa Rica for work.
So a few years ago, I got sent to Costa Rica for a business trip. While I was there, I fell in love with a dish from Costa Rica called Gallo Pinto. I think it literally means spotted rooster or something. It's Costa Rican beans and rice, specifically black beans and rice. So I'm gonna take some of the black beans, the seasoned black beans I most recently made, and I'm gonna convert them into Gallo Pinto. So that's gonna take some black beans, it's gonna take some rice. Now, normally in Costa Rica, they use white rice. I'm using brown rice because that's what we prefer. Some onions, some peppers. Normally in Costa Rica, this would be just one red pepper. I've got a mix of red, yellow, and green peppers from last year's garden. And I just put it in a bowl and we'll put it in the pan. A little bit of garlic. This is, however, the key ingredient to Gallo Pinto. This is a sauce that is only available in Costa Rica usually, and the last few times I've made this, I had to actually buy it or have somebody in Costa Rica buy it and bring it to me when they came over from work. I found this at my local grocery store last week. I was so excited I decided we were gonna make Gallo Pinto. So that's what we're making today is Gallo Pinto. So it's off to the pans. This is all assembled in one pan. Pretty straightforward process. First thing I'm gonna do is heat up a little bit of olive oil in my pan here. Going for medium-high heat. Just enough olive oil to help saute up the onions and the peppers and the garlic. Once that starts heating up a little bit and starts to shimmer, which shouldn't take very long in my cooker here, then we'll go in with the onions first, followed by the peppers and garlic. So this is one small onion. Actually, this particular is 1/2 of a medium-sized onion. You're looking for a cup and a half, maybe 2 cups of onion at the most. That in there, let that get to a sizzle. So according to my Costa Rican coworkers, just about everybody's grandma has a version of this recipe. It's pretty much standard fare. Especially around breakfast. They usually serve it with a scrambled egg. I think it's called Tico breakfast. There's a lot of different variations. We're making today my variation, which uses a spicy black bean. You can do this with plain black beans. You can do it with pinto beans, pretty much anything you want to. The key ingredient though is that sauce. That's pretty much the staple of everything. Gallo Pinto. Let our onions cook for just a little bit until they're nice and fragrant. My onions are getting just a little bit translucent here, so it's just about time to throw in some garlic. I'm doing lazy garlic this morning. I'm gonna go in with about that much. I'm looking for a couple, 3 cloves worth of garlic. We like garlic in this house, which may have been mentioned a time or two in the past. I'll reduce the temperature a little bit so I don't burn my garlic. All right, now I'm gonna go in with my peppers. This is roughly the same amount of peppers as I have onions. And again, this can be pretty much any peppers you've got based on what you've got available. Today I'm using our frozen peppers out of our garden from last year. Give that just a little bit of time to cook those peppers and warm them up and let some of the onion juice and garlic juice kind of evaporate a little bit. And then we'll go on with our next ingredient, which is going to be our black beans. There is something about garlic, onion, and pepper that just smells really good when it's cooking. Okay, so at this point, my onions are pretty much translucent, and my peppers have had enough time to warm up. My garlic has been working with the onions there, so I'm ready to add in my beans. Now, these are the seasoned black beans that we made yesterday. I've got a little bit of the black bean stock in there. If you need a little bit more liquid to achieve a simmer with this, you can always add more black bean stock, or you could add chicken stock or a little bit of water. It's a very forgiving recipe. I have about 2 cups of black beans from yesterday in there. I'm gonna put them in here, and then I want to let them heat up because they've been in my refrigerator overnight. Get all that tasty juice out of there. This is probably where you see the biggest variation in Gallo Pinto recipes. A lot of people use just plain black beans. When I first went to Costa Rica, I didn't know this, but the Costa Rica spice palette leans more towards seasoned stuff, but not hot stuff. Finding hot sauce in Costa Rica is actually kind of hard, which was a bit surprising to me the first time I went. So a lot of Costa Ricans, when they make their Gallo Pinto, they'll do it with a pretty plain black bean. In my case, we like a little bit more spice now, so these are the seasoned black beans that we made that has chili powder and cumin and a couple of other things in them. So now we just bring the temperature up a little bit and let that simmer until the beans are heated up, and a lot of our bean broth and the juices from our vegetables have started to evaporate off a little bit. I almost forgot the most important thing. Now that I've got my beans in, I need to add in a 1/4 cup of my Costa Rican Lizano sauce. This is the key ingredient to make Costa Rican Gallo Pinto. Anything else, you're just making beans and rice. Which is not necessarily bad, but it's not Gallo Pinto. There we go. And all of a sudden the flavor profile and the scent profile changes, because that sauce is completely different than most of the things I've tried. I did try making it when I first got back from Costa Rica because it was really hard to find here in the States. I did okay on a remake, but there's just something about the original recipe that you get out of Costa Rica. Something different. A lot of my friends that I work with that come from Costa Rica always give me a kind of a side-eye look when I say I've made my own version of it. They're like, how did that work out? And it's usually pretty good, but the original is still the original. And now we let that simmer for a while. It'll take at least 5 minutes. All right, so we've been about 5 minutes of simmering away. We're starting to get our liquid and our beans all nice and thickened up. It is about time to go in with our rice. So just like a good fried rice, you want to use day-old rice with this, preferably refrigerated. So that's exactly what we're doing today. I'm going to get about 2 cups of this brown rice. I'll add it to my pot. Kind of just a eyeball on that. A little bit more. There we go. And just kind of gently fold this in and get it mixed in with my mix. I am going to drop the temperature down to just a really low on that. The rice is going to suck up all of that tasty broth and the salsa. And we're going to let that simmer in that for 3 to 5 minutes until it's good to go. There we go. We just let that simmer for a little bit, stirring every once in a while. And in about 3 or so minutes, we'll have Gallo Pinto. Oh, that's starting to look really good right now. We're gonna do a quick taste test here, see if we need to do anything else to this, but I think it's about done. Oh yeah. That stuff is good. Yeah. That is done and ready to be served. So now we're going to take our Gallo Pinto and put it on a plate here. Good scoops of that. And to that, we're going to add a scrambled egg. So when we put in the microwave just a minute ago, so we're good to go. And there you have a Costa Rican Tico breakfast.
It is a hearty and nutritious alternative to the usual breakfast fare. This well-known dish is served various ways. Eggs are served different styles. Plantains, similar to bananas, are a common accompaniment. Bread or tortillas, white cheese, sour cream, hot sauce, or salsa could be added as well. Have fun with it and enjoy a dish from our friends in Costa Rica. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Till next time, be curious, keep an open mind, and never stop learning.